Obviously, they came ready to play and jumped on us early. I think they had their troops fired up, and you know, we had good practices leading up, and just you don't make shots, things can get ugly quick, and we had some defensive breakdowns, and some psychological breakdowns too that led to us getting beat like we did tonight. Any questions?
Tubby, this is the third time in 4 games you guys have really dug yourself a big hole early. Is there something about the mindset coming into the game, the lineup, what you're doing on the court?
Who knows? I've been doing it a long time. It's always everything's different. You know, look at it and see what we've tried to do. We've tried warming up differently. We've tried. I just think it's. You know, I don't know. We have to figure it out. You know, personnel-wise, you're right. It may be something we need to look at something different to get us off to a better start. And when you're down 12-1, it's really tough on the road.
You mentioned psychologically, was it something happened before the game, or was it based on what was going on in the game?
A guy like Jamario, he was struggling because he's got an abscess. He got a friend that was killed in a car wreck. You know, things that just, otherwise some emotional and psychological things I think will lead to other stuff, and he really just wasn't himself tonight.
Do you feel like your team is lacking an identity?
Oh, well, it takes a while to establish that. And with so many new players, I think, and trying to get them all on the same page, I think that's a valid point. We haven't really identified what we do best. You know, we've got quite a few options, but we're not executing those options based on the 12 turnovers and just things that are shooting themselves in the foot. You know, we made a couple runs there. We had critical turnovers and technicals that stopped maybe some of the momentum we may have got going. So those are the things I meant about psychologically, just emotionally. We got to be under control in all areas, and that's something that was disappointing to see that we were not in the best control of our emotions.
Yeah, I seem to get it going towards the end of the game. What can you do differently in the beginning of the game to not
I'll be honest with you, I don't know. If I knew, I'd certainly be doing it. And we'll try some other things. I thought, you know, it helps if you can finish around the basket, make shots. And when you miss some shots early on, it kind of starts to, or turn it over early on, which we did. It can make you a little hesitant and doubtful. So I think those are areas we're going to have to look at. We start with a certain play and we want to try to get it inside. I think we did. At one point we got fouled and we made one free throw. That might have been. We try to get it inside tonight because we've been very good at getting the ball inside and getting fouled, and tonight we didn't do that at all. Because that's a good way to stop stop a lot of the problems. That's what they do extremely well. That's what Birmingham UAB does extremely well. They get to the basket, they get fouled, and they make their free throws.
Coach, you know UAB really well. Former coach of Kentucky, and now being with Memphis. How much of the history with this rivalry do you know about, and how much does it mean going forward with this rivalry going in the next few years?
Well, I've been part of it for about 7 years when I was at Virginia Commonwealth University. When the program first started, Coach Bartow was a class guy. I had a chance to see his wife and Murray Bartow tonight. So it's something we'd like to continue. Again, it was established way back when J.D. Barnett was the head coach, and he and Gene Bartow were from Missouri, and we're in the Sun Belt, and new programs trying to establish themselves. So you knew it was going to evolve, and then being in the same conference, I would imagine with Memphis for so many years, and then the geographically, we're only 3 or 4 hours apart. So I think it's a healthy rivalry. It's something I think is good for us and good for college basketball.
After a game like this, where you mentioned psychologically and just a lot of things went wrong, do you like the fact that you have a game in 2 days, or would you rather have more time to work the kinks out?
Well, we need some time to work some kinks out, but we've got to play Saturday, so we'll get busy, on Mercer, trying to figure out what we, just getting guys pumped up, get them back, like I said, psychologically back in tune with what we, and correct the areas we need to correct. So, again, we've, just making sure the attitude is that one of, hey, we're gonna continue to fight, which tonight we did. I didn't think we gave up. We fought pretty hard, just we couldn't sustain it. And when you're playing against a good team like UAB, they're gonna find when they've got some talented players that can step up like Coakley and Darling. They really made some big shots there when they had to.
Did you expect this early season, the early part of your schedule would feature a lot of ups and downs, considering how many new guys?
On the road, the first game was a true game on the road. We played a very good Alabama team to start the season. We didn't play well. We haven't played well twice now in these. There have been periods where we got off to bad starts, but we didn't play well against Alabama. We didn't play well against UAB today, and it was pretty much. They pretty much beat us in every, I see we had 24 points in the paint, but in every other category, even second chance points, I think we evened that up maybe in the second half. So, and rebounding, we were getting crushed there for a while, but we kind of closed the gap there. So it's not, we got a lot to improve on, and we knew we had that coming on, and so we'll just have to go back to the drawing board.
You ever do anything that surprised you tonight?
Anything surprise me?
Anything, did UAB throw anything at you that surprised you?
No, we just, I think, no, I just thought that we just didn't, take care of the basketball, especially early on. And when you're on the road, that's the number one. The number one thing you better do is handle the basketball and take good shots. And I thought, and it's because you gotta, and then, I probably did a poor job there. Maybe should have called timeout earlier to kind of settle our guys down. And, no, I was just surprised that we didn't play better. That's what surprised me.
How do you get them to react and come out playing with more energy earlier next game? Do you kind of fuss at them and hope they react that way, or do you just stay even keel and business as usual?
Well, we've, we want our guys, we've got some guys that, no, I don't know that there's anything else that we can do other than make sure that we maybe call plays and not, and make them, run that particular play versus the freedom to go down and try to do something else. And I think that's where our real problem lies. Maybe we need to script our plays, we're gonna run this, and this in succession versus, because we want to run the ball, we want to push the ball down the court, but then we shoot ourselves in the foot with bad decisions or bad shots. So now it tells me that we probably need a little more control, a little more restraint to execute, especially early on in the game. And that's something we were trying to do early in the game, and we just didn't.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.